let's be honest, nobody buys an MPV with their heart, do they? They're cars that are practical choices, you buy it with your head. I should know, I've got one. The Fowler family vehicle of choice is a Citroen Grand C4 Picasso, 2008. We're all very happy with it. It's been reliable, nice and comfortable. But should we change it? Do we want something a bit more sexy? What about this? This is the new Citroen Grand C4 Picasso, which makes me pretty well qualified to judge this one and compare it to the thing we've got at home. And instantly, well, as MPVs go, it does look pretty sexy from these really sleek LED lights. These are the real headlights down here. I like the way the grille goes into the new smoother Citroen chevron, a bit Star Trek as well. And then round the side, typical Germanic lines rather than French, very solid waistline there. And I quite like this clever bit, these grey roof rails that go all the way back and sweep round into a C. There's a bit of a theme with C's if you have a look around the back. These C-shaped lights at the back here are quite snazzy as well, and they mark the Grand Picasso out from the 5-seat Picasso, and you'll see twice as many of these on the road than you will its smaller car. Now, little Picasso sign there, and down here, blue HDI. That's something we're going to talk a little bit about later on, but this gives you a bit of an indication as to where Citroen is taking the C4 Grand Picasso. And I can find the button. Yep. It's gone posh. On the top models, you even get a powered tailgate, something that, let's be honest, how have we lived without power tailgates before? You still, unfortunately, get a bit of a pain in the backside. One of these luggage covers. Yes, it's light, but there's nowhere to put it, so let's get rid of that. As with my car, it's really easy to change from a 5-seater to a 7-seater. Go on, time me. You put those bits up there. There we go. And with 2 hands, you get 2 seats at the back. Very similar to the old car, but frankly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, clearly, I am not made for the third row of a Citroen Grand C4 Picasso, but I'm going to have a go. And I'm going to have a go just for you. And this, my friends, is serious investigative journalism at its finest. So, this seat pops up cinema style, just like in the one I've got at home. And in we go. And I'm in. Pull the seat back. Now, probably ask the person in front to make a bit of a compromise. And it's not too bad, really. Headroom's not fantastic, but let's be honest, it's not going to be me sitting back here. However, I've got 13-year-old boys who are as tall, if not as wide as I am. They're going to be moaning like something else if they're told to sit in the back of this car. Time to get out. You're not going to watch this, and just by the magic of television, I'm going to be reappearing outside now. Most of the time these cars are going to be used in 5-seat mode, and that's where there's some really good news, because this car sits on Citroen's new EMP2 platform. It's lightweight technology that also underpins the Peugeot 308 and numerous other Citroens and Peugeots to come. What that means is the wheelbase of this car is about 11 centimetres, what's that, about that much longer than the old one, yet the overall length is only 1 centimetre longer. That translates into loads of space inside. For me, bags of knee room, loads of headroom, great view out the panoramic roof, and kids are going to have loads of space to argue to their heart's content with 3 equally sized seats in the middle row here. Makes fitting child seats a lot easier too, especially with these longer doors that open wide. So what's it like up here for mum or dad? Well, I said that Citroen are going all posh, and that is really represented in here with a rather gorgeous dashboard with some really high quality materials. But it's a tale of 2 halves. Excuse me using the Fowler ring. Just to test this. Yeah, that sounds nice and soft there. Nice and soft there. Ooh, really cheap plastics in the bottom half of the cabin, but still This car, albeit the top of the range model that will close in on £28,000, is absolutely loaded with kit. You've got keyless stop start, you've got the electronic parking brake, which was in the old car, lots of storage spaces, places down here that I don't think that's refrigerated anymore, but it's a handy storage space, and a wonderful 12-inch TFT screen, which if you start the car up is complemented by this little touchscreen here for all the navigation and infotainment systems. You can even get Facebook in here. What more could you want? I know what more you could want. A car that drives really well. So let's give it a go. In spite of the rather nice flat bottomed steering wheel we've got here, this isn't a sporty car, nor is it meant to be. Thankfully Citroen has avoided the temptation to make it ride horribly and handle adroitly when, frankly, it's about carrying the kids around. So the ride is comfortable, it's firmer than the old car, but it's less bouncy and less wallowy than before. You can't hide the fact that it's a tall car and it's going to lean a bit as you go around fast bends, but as I say, that's not what this car is all about. It's about comfort and refinement. And on the motorway, it's really hushed, impressively so. This top spec car actually comes with double glazing too. I showed you the blue HDI badge on the back of this car, and Citroen is rather proud of this new engine in this car. It's a 2-litre diesel, 148 brake horsepower, really efficient, meets all the forthcoming Euro 6 emission standards, 110 grams per kilometre of CO2, about 67 miles per gallon, and it's got loads of mid-range oomph, great for overtaking, but it's a bit unnecessary in an MPV. It's also a bit disappointing in terms of the noise it makes. There's a constant growl, and when you accelerate you can hear it. I think a better bet will probably be the 1.6 diesel with 115 brake horsepower, still really efficient, just over 100 grams per kilometre of CO2, or the car that really intrigues me is the AirDream version with 90 brake horsepower. Whether that's enough in a car of this size will remain to be seen, but the emissions figures and MPG are sensational for a 7-seater. You can get 74 miles per gallon, 98 grams per kilometre of CO2, so it's road tax free. That really is pretty good. What the Citroen Grand C4 Picasso is all about, though, is ease of use. It is an easy car to drive. It's a comfortable car to drive. The space in the back is great. And I also love the visibility. Not only this giant windscreen, but also the massive glass panels in the A-pillars and the deep windows, which makes it a really easy car to drive around town, and crucially a really easy car to park. Bizarrely, Citroen is stuck with all these buttons on the steering wheel though. It's like somebody scattered hundreds and thousands over a birthday cake. I wish they'd clean that up, because the rest of the cabin is really, really nice. So, would I be tempted to swap my old Citroen Grand C4 Picasso for one of these new ones? Do you know what? I think I might be, and these are the reasons why. Whenever you're buying a new car, I always say you've got to future-proof yourself. You've got to future-proof yourself against running costs, because they're only going to go one way. So you've got to get a car that's really efficient with high MPG and low CO2. You've also got to future-proof yourself against your family. They are only going to grow. You're going to need more space. Now, as for my family, the third row is probably occasional use only, but the extra space in the middle row would come in really handy and stop a lot of arguments, and that's a good thing. On top of all that, think what you want from an MPV. You want something, if possible, to be stylish. This car certainly is. You want it to have that space, you want it to be easy to use with good visibility and easy to park. It's got to be comfortable to drive. It's got to have loads of technology on board. And with all those things, this car ticks all those boxes. As MPVs go right now, this is one of the very best.